especially for those of you who really want to be a millionaire and you're not just talking. If you're just talking, then there's a club for that. They look great. They wear all the t-shirts that say that they're a boss and they're doing nothing. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the person behind you.
Because I really don't know what I would do if I didn't have some work that I had to get to.
Hello and welcome to another episode of WorkHARDAholics. I am Shirley Crawford, the original WorkHARDAholic and your host. Glad to have you back with us again. All right, so for those of you who don't know, a WorkHARDAholic is someone who is always doing something. We don't rest on our laurels. We don't wait for the world to bring it us. We take it to the world. I feel like officially, like that song should be a part of the theme, like taking it to the streets, because I have this like massive desire to sing it every single week. So we might as well just include it. Taking it to the streets. So here is the deal, people. For those of you who are like I am, like even now, we're doing the show. I'm doing a bunch of other things on my computer. There's all kinds of things happening because your workaholic is not the same as the average bear. We do more than the average person. Give us the same 8 hours you give someone else, and we will have done triple, quadruple, whatever multiples you can think of what other people will do. And so people often look at our lives and like, how is it you got all this done? You did this, you started this project, you have this going on, and I saw you at this event, and you do this stuff with your family. It's because we are official, legitimate workaholics. Oh, for those of you who are wondering what does it mean, it's the movers and the shakers always doing some things. If you want to be in balance and get some more green, workaholics. I have yet to record, but Christina, our producer, keeps trying to get me to do it. We're gonna take care of it. We're gonna have our new our new theme song. We're gonna have it all ready for you. But that's the deal. That's who we are. We're always taking care of business. We're always doing stuff. Even on vacation, we have a checklist, right? Although on my checklist on vacation, it does say, oh, for such and such a time, walk on the beach for the sunset. After that, do an hour of work. After that, sleep on the balcony or in my chair in the sand. Even though it's totally recreational, I still have like a game plan so I can make sure I get done what I want to get done. All right, that is true workaholic style. So for those of you who are, unfamiliar with me, it's a possibility. Even though you're here, you might not know who I am. So let me tell you. I am Shirley Crawford, the original workaholic. I've been doing small business consulting for over a quarter of a century. Isn't that crazy? Like, I mean, wow. I've been doing small business consulting for well over 25 years now. I'm the executive director of the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willon Drive, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willon in Richmond, Virginia. Although we do business globally. Author, speaker, blah 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 blah. I'm validated. I'm vetted. Like I know what I'm talking about. Got it? Good. Let's go. All right. So this is what you can expect. So we come together for basically an hour. Every Wednesday at 1, and this is what we do. Because when you're a workaholic, a lot of times we get to work hard, but we don't always understand to play harder. Um, so we want to make sure that you're living your life in balance, right? So not just that you are amazing and everyone wants to work with you because you get so much stuff done, but that you actually are living in balance. You understand the rest of the things that are important in life, and you're able to get those things done. So we come together Wednesdays at 1 Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching in replay, hey, we're glad to have you, whatever time you're watching. And we give you some time tool techniques. We increase your vocabulary and your communication skills, which are so important. I often talk about how I cannot stand to have been in like an argument, because that's really what they are. You're sitting there debating about stuff, and sometimes it's semantical, but then you realize, hey, we're saying the same thing. But someone was using a word incorrectly, and so you thought you were disagreeing when wholeheartedly you agreed. That annoys me more than anything else in the world. or pretty much more than anything else in the world. All right. So we come together to give you those tools and to help you find your community, to know that you're not alone. You are not alone. We are here with you. Unless you don't like life breaking up into a musical. Yeah, I sing about it. that's what we do. That's a part of it. Okay, so we're going to start this party the way we always start this party. And we start with, well, before we get to where we normally start, which is our word for the week, I want to actually make sure to tell you all that today is a National Library Shelfie Day. All right, Library Shelfie Day or Bookshelf Shelfie Day, it's one or the other. So here is the deal. Here is the expectation that you're going to go to your library. Hopefully you all have a library at home. Every week I'm sharing with you a book. So I'm assuming you are accumulating books, but maybe you're using, Goodread and your shelf is digital, possibly. For those of us who still like to touch a book, then we have our bookcases. You take a picture with the hashtag National Shelfie Day. Look, I should look at the slide so I can tell you all what it actually says. But that's the point of that. And so I thought that was so cool. But yes, National Shelfie Day. And so take a picture of your bookcase, of your bookshelves, and share. And furthermore, the suggestion is, because this was created by, I forget when, but it was created by the New York Library. And so the whole deal was the libraries do special shelving arrangements. Can you geek out just for just a moment? The libraries do their own shelving arrangement on National Shelfie Day, and you can go in and see what arrangements they have. So some people like to have their books in chronological order, some by color. I saw the most exciting thing. I've seen two things that I still want to do one day, just to let you know what a geek I am. One of them I want to do is I want a Christmas tree out of books. Have you all seen it? It's on Pinterest or someplace else. But it's a Christmas tree out of books. And the other is a desk out of books. And I'm considering how many books I have. That could be a very inexpensive option for me instead of that $700 desk that I bought from IKEA. But that does sit and stand. So I don't know about the books doing that. But once again, happy Library Shelfie Day. And the crowd goes wild. Not so much. Okay, that's okay. I understand. On that note, I want to get to our booked moment. And so this week, it's going to be a little different. Oh, that's what I meant. So let me tell you where I am so you know that I'm not in here talking to myself. I am in the Imagine Media Lab, your home for bringing your imagination to life. So if you're looking to do a podcast like this, it can't be just like this because you're not me. It'll be like you. If you're looking to do voiceovers, audiobooks, commercials, we have a lovely commercial that was produced by the Imagine Media Lab. And our producer for this show is none other than Christina, the proprietor of Imagine Media Lab. Now, when you work with the lab, you might not get Christina, but you'll get someone who is a highly skilled technician to be able to assist you in what you need to accomplish. Just letting you know that piece. Okay, so the other piece to know, I was supposed to say our book it moment. I keep wanting to get to the book, but I'm supposed to tell you our word for the week. I need help with the word for the week because I like the rest of you, I have to always figure out how does one say a word? You're not alone. Sometimes I need the same thing, right? And so I believe that the word is pronounced. See, now I have to. I feel like I should go look to be confirmed once again. Libra. I can do it. Libracubicularis. 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 Do you believe me? That's okay. I have. I'm so close. Libracubicularis. And that's so much easier. Thank you. We have it now. All right. So that's a really big word to say someone who reads in bed. That's it. That's all it means, right? But sometimes I'm gonna share with you all something. As an entrepreneur, even when I was an employee, right? Oftentimes I was, and you heard me say it before. Oftentimes I would be in a room and I would be the youngest person there, the only female, the only African American. And whenever you're trying to quickly impress other people, if you can use a four-syllable word correctly, especially one that everyone doesn't know, it kind of puts other people in the room in their place without you having to like have a rage or a temper or like, do you know who I am kind of a thing. Just dropping a word like libra. See, you have to say it correctly though. Libra cubicularis. Right, yes. Libro cubicularis. Libro cubicularis. Libro cubicularis. Libro cubicularis. Oh, Libro cubicularis. Libro cubicularis. If you can get that one in there and drop that in there, someone's gonna be so impressed. They're gonna walk away like, "What? She's so smart. She's so smarter than I am." In general, I like words for their accuracy. I am not so concerned about impressing other people, but if there's a word like Fernway, it's one of my favorite words. If there's a word that expresses exactly what you're feeling, and you don't have to use 12 sentences, then I want to use the word. But if you're in a situation where you are the underdog, dropping in a word like libro cubicularis will impress. But do know what it means, please. I had one situation where I used the word correctly, but I couldn't remember what the word meant, even though I used it correctly. And now was I even 20 years old yet? I was in school at JMU, and I was having a conversation with my roommate and this guy who I thought was so cute. And so I dropped in this word. And the thing is, I did use it correctly. But then he asked me, like, what does that mean? And I was like, So I did use it right, but I didn't remember what it meant. Yeah, it's like word memory, like, yeah. So use it correctly. And you don't have to just dress to impress. You can speak to impress. All right, so now that we've had our moment with Library Cubicularist, see? Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? And I am most definitely a Library Cubicularist. I love to read in bed. I know. I'm sure there's a word for those of you who watch TV in bed. I don't know what it is. And I don't live that life. So, haven't been all that curious. But maybe next time we'll figure that one out. All right. So, as you can see, there's a theme here. There's a biblio theme. We're on our books. We're on our bookshelves. We're reading, and our book it moment is non-traditional. So I'm going to have you all join in with me as I'm going to do this quiz, right? Which is not what we normally do, but it's what we're doing today, people. So join me. I feel like Mr. Rogers. Join me as we travel along this journey of life. No, really. I'm going to take this quiz with you. And so I'm going to take it. So this quiz is who are you according to the books you read, right? Because it does say something about you, like the books that you read, your bookshelf. Like if I wanted to learn about you, now for some of you, I have to look through your movie selections, but then that would mean I need to know the movies to understand it. So, but there is something to be said about your personality, about your philosophy in life, based off of what you read. So come with me as we're going to quickly take this quiz. I just thought it was cute. And I didn't take it in advance, so I'm not cheating. I'm going to take it and you'll be with me as we do it. So it asks, what's your favorite dystopian society? If you didn't know what dystopian meant, if you think about alternate, like utopian, dystopian, your favorite choice for alternate societies. Of these, I really like Divergent. We talked about that. But I really do love Hunger Games. And I feel like Divergent is like the B copy of Hunger Games. So I'm going to go with Hunger Games. My favorite book that I had to read in school, I actually didn't have to read some of these. I don't know if that says about inner city education, because really I had a good one. I'm a product of Richmond Public Schools. And aren't I amazing? Although I will say I'm a product of Richmond Public Schools special projects. Like all of my schools were an experiment. I don't know if y'all heard me mention this before. So elementary school, I was bused. I was a part of the whole. So after the whole 60s, I'm 50, so I'm not that old. But after that, I am the living residue of what they did to the schools. So the when they segregated the schools, I was bused from at the crack of dawn every morning to Mary Mumford Elementary, which was ironic because most of the Caucasian students who went there, it was white flight, and they left and went to private schools. And so it was a predominantly black school, and there were a few white people tossed in for recreation. So, and then I went to Henderson, which was an experiment. That's where they were experimenting with open classrooms. And so now they've walled it all back off again. So that experiment apparently didn't last. But it was great for me during that time. You had alpha, beta, gamma, delta, etc. And then high school, I went to Rich Community High School, which is a school for the, it's a school for the gifted. I don't know why I was so funny about saying that, but it is. I had to apply. I had to take tests. I had recommendations. It was like getting into college. It was really serious. So, and that was another experiment created by Dr. Dabney, Dr. Margaret Dabney. It was a part of a thesis that she created during her time working at Virginia State. And she got Mr. Ash, who was anonymous up until a few years ago, who donated the money. So the school was semi-public, semi-private, right? So, so I had an amazing education, even though I didn't read some of these books. All right. So of the books that I had to read in school, that was my favorite. I would definitely say To Kill a Mockingbird. It's the one of my choice. My favorite teen romance book, not being a teen and not having been one in a long time. I don't know a bunch of these movies. Never. Oh, they were books that were made into movies. I have no idea. I didn't watch Twilight. I don't get the whole concept of vampire wolves and all fighting over a girl who is like average. I mean, in real life she might be whatever, but in the movie she really is just average, and I just don't get it. All right, so but a movie that I didn't read the book, but the movie The Fault in Our Stars, I did think that it was a good storyline, so we'll go with that. My favorite fantasy book, I don't do Harry Potter. I have not seen Game. I don't know any of these. Oh, that's not true. The Chronicles of Narnia. I think that's a sign. That's probably a sign of my age, though. Favorite children's book? Oh, I have to give it to Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss is the man. My favorite nonfiction book? Oh, yes. I don't like any of these. Would someone like to pick another one for me? I don't like any of these books. All right, so my results are going to be skewed. The only one I actually know on here is Eat, Pray, Love, and I really didn't enjoy that, but I'll select it anyway. So please know that's skewed. Favorite mystery? I don't like mystery. Oh, but Nancy Drew, gotta respect. Although Sherlock Holmes, the movies are amazing, but okay, Nancy Drew. All right, hopefully we're getting close. Favorite scary book? I don't like scary books. Yeah. Maybe this isn't going to tell you anything about me because a bunch of these I have no relationship with. A Wrinkle in Time, we're going to go for sci-fi. Favorite book about dogs? Dogs are just dogs. Okay, Marley and Me, fine. All right, I am Guinevere Beck, whoever that is. See how I don't even know who this is. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, she played in You on Netflix.
I am waving at Christina, and I emailed it to you. So we're going to let Christina in momentarily to come join us. All right, so the point is we're on our book theme. So, okay, so I'm a dreamer and lovesick romantic at heart. I kind of am. A taste for the hustle and bustle of the city, but can usually find reading a book at a coffee shop. Okay, I can appreciate that. Because of how much you forgive and choose to see the good in people, you surround yourself with people who don't always have the best intentions for your future. I don't know, but people around me might not appreciate that. That was interesting. So feel free to go to BuzzFeed. That was BuzzFeed.com. Joe Goldberg, what your favorite book says about you. So, in the theme of what we're discussing today, yeah, we had a geek out moment with our book selection. Okay, ready. Okay, All right. So you all are welcome to take a look and see. Oh, I told y'all we're doing all kinds of things over here. All right. So now I've done my due diligence. Okay. So as you can see, we're having a biblio theme because oh man. All right. So Christina's about to join us over Zoom, which means that I have to have earbuds. I need y'all to know that I think Christina's worth the sacrifice because I hate having stuff in my ear. Ugh. It's okay. All right. So next up, actually, we'll be talking to Christina. So as I said, we're on our biblio theme. We had our word. So it's National Library Shelfie Day. If you all really do take pictures of your bookshelf, please send them to us. Please do. Drop it into the comments. Email it to me, Shirley at WorkHARDAholics.com. Post it onto our Facebook page at WorkHARDAholics. I would love to see. And so I would take a picture of my bookshelves, but like a bunch of stuff is in boxes because I'm having my floor redone. And then I have the bookcase in the office, but you see most of those books. But I might go to the library and take one. I'll take one too. That's right. Let's geek out together, people. Let's geek out together. Okay. And then, of course, we have our word for the day, Libro cubicularist. Libro cubicularist. Libro cubicularist. Libro cubicularist. I'm going to keep singing until I get it because it's a great word. Okay. All right. And so then I shared with you our quiz. So instead of sharing instead of sharing a book for this week, I wanted you all to experience the quiz that we just took because I'm a firm believer that what you read really does say something about you. And so if you all take the quiz and you get a different score and you're not whoever it is that I was, I'm going to go look her up so I can know who she is too. Let us know who you are. What's your reading type? Right? Okay. So then if we are good to go, we are about to hear from none other than Socialita Cristina. Hello, Cristina.
Hello.
Hola,
Listen,
chica,
I've
¿cómo
been in the waiting
estás?
room for quite some time.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It's okay. It's
But
all
we're
right.
glad to have you now. All right, so tell the people who you are. Who are you?
Okay, so my name is Christina, and
With a K.
yes, with a K, and I'm the owner of Socialita, which is a Socialita. I'm sorry, which is a Socialita. Jesus, which
It is.
is a social media management company. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to be kind of quiet because my son is testing at this moment.
Hey.
But yeah, so we offer social media content and brand assessments and photography, all the amazing things that you need for your business. So if you're interested, look us up, www.socialitarva.com.
All right, and now as she joins us, we're going to turn it over to Christina because we're going to hear our Socialita business check-in.
Okay, we at that time already.
We
folks?
are.
Okay. Okay. So yes, so at this moment, this is when we share businesses in the area that are doing amazing and great things. Okay. So if
Amazing.
you want your business, if you want us to give your business a shout out, then hit us up. Hit us up in the DM, okay? And we will do so. So the first business I'd love to shout out is the Imagine Media Lab with
Imagine
Christina
that.
with a C. Okay. If you're looking for a place to, I guess, host your podcast, if you need a promo video, she does all those things and a whole lot more. So make sure that you reach out to the Imagine Media Lab. Okay. Second Chance Consulting with Shirley
Whoop, whoop.
Crawford. Yes, if you need business assistance, um, you need someone to coach you through being a business owner, what to do next, make sure that you reach out to Shirley Crawford. Okay. I'd also like to shout out. I like to shout out Berry Farmer Morning Show. So shout out to Berry Farmer with Sharon Lizzie. I'd also like to shout out Felicia Green, Dr. Felicia Green.
Dr.
You know,
Green.
yes,
Kaya
if you
counseling.
yes, if you need counseling, I'm not really sure the specifics of the types of counseling, whether it is like marriage counseling or business counseling. But yeah, if you are looking for, I know she does mental health. So if you are struggling, because right now we all need a check-in, okay? Because
Indeed.
yes, if you need someone to talk to, please reach out to Dr. Felicia Green, okay? And I think that's all that I have for today.
But it's funny. I was thinking about what you just said because one of the things that I know I talked to Dr. Green about, it's amazing to me because as a consultant, I realize that a lot of people think of me as their friend rather than their consultant. And
Mhm.
it's not always that we are friends, it's just that they don't have many people in their lives who actually listen. Like if you think about it,
Right.
most people in a conversation are
Mhm.
always they're just waiting for their turn to talk.
Yeah.
And I mean it's sad, but
Yeah.
oftentimes that's why we need counselors. We
Yeah.
need someone that we can come in and we can talk about our stuff.
Mhm.
And especially like at the center we always talk about, especially as a woman, if you're a mother, a wife, a business owner, you're always thinking about the other person, what they need, taking care of their needs. But how often do you stop and say, pause, this is what I need,
Right.
right? So as a matter of fact, one of my friends, she's not a client, one of my friends, as I've been talking to her about like how she can find balance, is
Mhm.
that so I've had different people do different things, and you have to do the thing that works for you. Um,
Mhm.
so especially because of the pandemic, then it used to be that she would leave home, so she would have to drive from home to work for herself.
Right.
And then she'd have to drive, and like during the day, she might have her lunch break or whatever the case may be. She had pockets of time where she
Right.
was considered an adult, an individual, or she could just have like, downtime.
Mhm.
But now, as you can imagine, Christina, um, now that everyone's at home all day, or
Mhm.
most people are at home all day, there
Right.
are no breaks. There are no, you don't have that subway ride to like wind down. You don't have any of that.
Mhm.
24/7, you're with the same people, which is also why
Yes.
divorces have increased. A lot of traumatic events have been happening on the increase in homes, um, because people are under duress and stress and they're not finding their valve for release. And
Right.
so I'm a firm believer. And I know, like in the African American community, like previously, saying that you had a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a counselor was frowned upon.
Mhm.
I think we're finally coming to the point to realize that if you need it, you need it. And if
Right.
that's your pastor, if it's your local psychiatrist, if it's Dr. Green, whomever it might be, then get what you need, and
Yeah.
that's it. Like it doesn't matter about the stigma. You need what you need,
Absolutely.
and I would rather know that you're going to a counselor than you're going to end up in jail or in a grave because
Yeah.
you didn't seek out what you needed.
Yeah. Hashtag get what you need.
Get what you need.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I had a totally not serious moment. Um, but I enjoyed that, so I had to type it immediately so I didn't forget. Get what you need. Thank you. So our
Mhm.
hashtag for the day: get what you need.
Yeah.
And one of the things we need is for you to go take a picture of your library shelf and send it to us. It's all
Yes.
it's all full circle, people. All full circle. Okay, so in that vein, as we continue along, we are very glad that we were able to get Christina in. Y'all know it was me that was causing the slow up there. I was just in part I thought Christina was physically coming in today. And so
Oh.
Christina with the C asked me. She was like, "Is Christina with the K? Is she coming in?" And I was like, "She said I'll see you tomorrow." So I was like, but then as we were about to come on, I was like, you know what? She might have been see you by Zoom.
Zoom. Yeah.
That was just too illogical for me to process. Some days, logic is not always like the first thing I think of. But I'm back now. Okay, so now that we have her, we're going to continue on because we're having a great time on our biblio themed episode of WorkHARDAholics. Okay, so the next thing that we want to talk about, we always go over like a time tool technique each week, right? So The But before we do that, we're supposed to have our commercial break. See how I almost forgot? Because sometimes I forget stuff. That's why we have a presentation that goes through everything. So for those of you who understand order, having things structured, sharing that information with your team will keep you on track. So right now, we're actually going to have a word from our sponsors. Thank you all for making this show possible.
Let Socialita help your business stand out from the crowd by building your brand success through social media management. We're located at 1510 Willowlawn Drive, Suite 100. Our website is www.socialitarva.com. You can also give us a call at 804-484-2001. Again, Socialita.
Imagine Media Lab, in partnership with the Women's Business Center, offers hourly rental to a multimedia studio. Create or edit digital assets for marketing. Record that podcast you've always wanted to start. Voiceovers and live stream. All equipment and software is included in your hourly rental. Located at the Women's Business Center, 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100. ImagineMediaLabs.com. Book your session today.
All right, and so people, we share with you our sponsor information, not just for you to hear it, but one for us to say thanks, because if you're getting anything out of this time we have together, that's who you want to thank. So please make sure you support our sponsors, especially during this time period. And on that note, I do want to mention that February is next week. Isn't that crazy? February is like Monday. And so for the month of February, we have a theme. It's we love our businesses. Love our businesses. That's our whole theme. So we'll be talking to various business owners, especially to see how they're handling all the changes and things that have been occurring, and showing you ways that you can support our local ecosystem because they support you. Okay, just sharing. Alrighty then. So we want to share our time, tool, technique for the week. Right? And so for this week, it's Mailgenius. Christina with a K, have you ever heard of Mailgenius? Christina with a K, are you there? I can see her, but I can't hear her. Okay. Well, while that's being worked out, I was not familiar with Mailgenius before. So,
I was on mute. My apologies.
God bless. Christina, we're going to bring back that Zoom class for seniors we had before. Oh, she would not be the only one. I know I did a live podcast for someone else, not me, Tuesday night. And so I used a feature that you're supposed to be able to do in Facebook. Facebook, are you listening? You're supposed to be able to schedule the live, schedule an event so that you can actually invite people. The system itself makes it much more easier so you can actually let people know what you're doing. So I set it all up. I went to go live and it didn't show up. Like it didn't look like it was working. So I went back in OBS and did it manually. Turns out though, somehow or another, I was recording twice. I was recording the live over the event and I was doing it over OBS. So then when I went to end, I pressed end to end the live and it was still recording on the other one. So then I turned the screen towards myself to see what was happening. And then other people who were watching saw that. And they're like, thanks, Shirley, for the outtake. And I was like, yeah, you're welcome. So I'm joking with you about the Zoom class, but really we all do something. It's just the way of the world. Okay, so, but that's why we enjoy having our time tool techniques to make sure that we have different things that we can share and educate others that they can utilize. Right? So, Mailgenius. Christina, this is something you're going to love for your clients. So, Mailgenius, here are the rules. If for those of you who don't know, there is the Can-Spam Act. I think it's 1984. And so what that means is that you're not allowed to spam people. Everyone know what spam is? So you start your new business and you're so excited and you have 1,000 different people that you've met across your life. So you put them onto your Excel spreadsheet or into your MailChimp or Constant Contact and you just start sending out messages. And none of these people has given you permission to be sending them messages. Like they
Right.
gave you that card because they wanted you to order their Cracker Jacks, not for you to, send them emails and messages. And so it's spamming. Like for those, most of us know what spamming is because we get spammed all the time. We get these unwanted, undesired, repetitious emails from the woman in Africa who wants you to know that her husband died. Now she wants to give you money. Or in my case, there are these virtual assistants in Asia and they keep sending me messages. Or there's a new financial advisor. There's all kinds of stuff. So there's actually federal legislation against spamming. The Can Spam Act, I think it's 1984. And so if you are convicted of spamming, then they can basically remove your email rights. And I don't know about you, but to me, that's a big deal. And it's not just as simple as going back into Gmail and getting another one. No, they can revoke your rights to send emails on behalf of your business or whomever you're spamming for. So, in that vein, most people never get to that stage. But sometimes you're sending out an email and you wonder why it won't go out. Have you ever had that happen, Christina? Like you have an email, you have a bunch of people that you're sending it to, and it just sits there and it never goes. And you're like, why is it still in my outbox?
Yes.
Right? That's because you're sending it to too many people and your email provider is assuming that you're spamming.
Oh.
And so if you go back into that same message and remove, if you send a message normally with 20 or less, it will go out. If you send a message to 20 or more, it will probably sit in your outbox. Unless you have a special email server, which is why we use MailChimp or Constant Contact, because then you can send it out to hundreds of people all at the same time. But if you're sending it from your personal email, it won't. Just check it. Everybody try it. Just try it. And you'll notice that the message will sit there in your outbox. And you're like, but I sent that message out. And they're all like, I have the right to send it to them. What happened? It's because your email provider thinks you're spamming. It's the same thing if you're sending out a message and you're sending a bunch to BCC, if you're doing a blind copy, it will also think, if you do a lot of those, it thinks that you're spamming. If you send a lot of messages back to back, depending on your server, your provider, your email provider, they will also think that you're spamming. And so they're trying to help you not get to the point where the federal government cracks down on you. But here is an answer to your problems. So, Christina, because you have all these clients who are sending out messages to all their very long email distribution lists, and oftentimes we all recognize that everyone does not respond to messages that come from MailChimp and Constant Contact. The stats show that people respond better when it's a personal email address. Right. So, on that note, in comes Mailgenius. So with Mailgenius, the deal is it's going to tell you if you are exhibiting spamming techniques.
Okay.
So it will tell you, hey, this email is going to look like spam. Here's how you can fix it.
Okay.
So for a lot of us out there, especially you small business owners who are like up and coming and trying to establish your business and you want to get the messages out there, then Mailgenius is something you're probably going to want to use. Right? So I know before I talked about boomerang for mail, and that's to help you send messages at different times of the day and not just have to send it out like it's 3 a.m. I just finished that message. Let me send it now. Or let me put it into my drafts where I'm going to forget that I did it. That's what boomerang is for. But Mailgenius is specifically for helping you not to send out spammy messages. Like there are certain keywords that when you put them into your email, it's also assumed to be spam. All right. If you use a lot of emojis, a lot of punctuation, and I'm forgetting some of the words right now, but there are certain keywords, like if you put them in, if you put your subject line in all caps, then there are a lot of things that your email provider is interpreting as spam. So our time tool technique for this week is Mailgenius, and that's why. We want your mail to get out there to your people. And so if you're like I am, like right now, I'm so excited. You want to know how I got excited for Mailgenius? Well, it leads to this point. I have been talking, if you all have been with us, you've heard me talking about the membership group that I am establishing. Right? So February 1, kicking it all the way. It's going live February 1. And I'm really excited. So it's called the EntrepreneuHER Academy. I know, I
Okay.
feel like I need sound effects. Like there should be like big, gigantic applause or something. And the crowd goes wild. Entrepreneur, very good. Way to go, Christina. Nice
Thank
job.
you.
Good
Thank
sound
you.
effects. So, yeah, EntrepreneuHER Academy. So, as I said, it kicks off February 1. And so here's the deal. Part of the reason why, the main reason why I'm doing this is because I've been doing small business consulting, as I said, for a quarter of a century. And although to get my services is not as expensive as it could be, considering like the level of experience that I have and the caliber of my track record is known, the things that I've done, the awards, blah 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 blah, all great. But if you're just getting started, you don't really have the budget for a consultant, but you need a
Right.
consultant more than anyone else.
Right.
Right. So so that's part of the reason, like at the center, we do a free consultation because to me, that's my community contribution. And we do that free consultation for male, female, youth, whomever has a business idea, or if you're in business and you're just figuring out how to scale, how to pivot, you get one free consultation. But then still, I have lots of people who come from that consultation and they want to come on as a client. And you would think that my thing would be take your money. But no, many people will tell you they leave my office like, I tried to hire her and she said no. And in part, it's because logically speaking, it does not make sense for you to spend $3,000 working with me over the year when you just started your business and you don't have any money. Now, if you have a full-time job and you're starting this as a side hustle while you build it up to a full-time business, then you have the paycheck, you have the income. I will take your money and work you through the process to get you to the place where you can quit your 9 to 5. But if this is what you're doing, yeah, my conscience doesn't allow for that. I'm sorry. I have people in my office all the time, I mean, literally pleading with me, like, please take me on. I'm like, I don't know. You need a lot. And
Right.
so this was my response to that. This is my, oh my God, I feel good about myself and what I'm offering to the world response to that. So what will happen is, instead of you having to pay the expense of working with me one-on-one, it'll be a group. And it'll be a small group because like I've seen some people who have these groups and they have like thousands of people in them. And maybe in the future. But right now, that just doesn't make sense to me, especially for what we're doing. It's not for where I want this relationship to go. So what will happen is, like, for the first month, starting February 1, and it's not free. I mean, don't be not deceived. My time is still valuable. It will end up being $50 a month. But right now, for the beta group, for the grandfather group, for those who are our female founders, that's what we call it. For our female founders, it's $35 a month. And I think you have until the second week of February to register at that rate, and then it's going to go up to the $50 a month. I'm only looking to have 50 is my max, 20 is my preferred. So, yeah. So I don't make any promises that I'll make it to the 50, but I aspire to, because 50 is doable. And so this is what's going to happen. This is what will happen with that group. So every month there's a theme of things that we're studying. So we're going to go through all of that behind the scenes stuff. So for the month of February, there will be a vision board and goal setting party. We're going to talk about goals, how to set quantifiable goals. Y'all hear me talk about it all the time. I'm still there to help you figure out what you want to achieve in your life, in your family, spiritually, socially, emotionally, in your business. What do you want to accomplish and how do you get there? I was having a conversation yesterday with a very successful young entrepreneur, and but she was still talking in vague terms. Like, it's like saying, I want to be successful. What does that mean? Because if you can't define it, then you can't figure out how to attain it. You also can't measure it. How do you know that you did what you said you were going to do? How do you check that off and be like, yes, I did that. So right now I'm tired, but I did that. And now I'm moving on to the next. So that first month, we're going to be really focusing in on that. And that's a really powerful time. So I really prefer for the people who are going to be part of it, be in it immediately. So I'm trying to decide how often like the doors of enrollment will be open. We'll see. But right now it starts February 1. If you're interested, you can drop a message in the comments, send me an email, Shirley at WorkHARDAholics.com. I'm going to be sending out, see, this is how it connects back to Mailgenius. I am going to send out an email message just to those who I know I've either done like a consult with or other individuals who are on my mailing list to say, hey, are you interested? I'm not a salesy person. And plus, I recognize that what I'm offering is like an amazing value. So there's no real reason to sell it, but I don't mind talking about it because I love it and I'm really excited because I've talked to a few people who've responded and they're so excited because I had someone reach out to me last week asking me if I would help them do an LLC. Why would you pay me $200?
Right.
Why would you pay me $200 to help you do an LLC? And it's because you don't know how.
Right.
So what happens with the group is that there's a library of resources and information. I am actually going to do a video on like all the basic things that I think about, like how do you do an LLC in Virginia? I'm actually going to go back to the website and do the whole and like take a video of me going through the whole process so that you can watch that anytime to see how one does that, right? But we're going to talk about like everything from why I cannot stand sole proprietorship. Like we're gonna go through that, like the difference between LLC, S corp, C corp, etc. Like we're gonna get all that stuff started just so that you can be aware of the basics. All right. So that's just one of the things that'll be. Some of those things will be in the library. Some of them will be resources that we'll talk about and we'll do together. And then every month, so you'll have a community of other individuals, like-minded individuals, that you can discuss and share and like, potentially even network and connect and maybe even like have a synergistic, I can say it, moment and come up with a whole new concept. And like, I'm really excited about what can potentially happen. So there will be every month a seminar session of some type, and then we're also going to have an implementation session. So it's not going to be just enough to say, hey, here's how you write your business plan. No, we're actually going to come back and say, okay, so what did you do with this section? What parts are you having a question with? What part did you have a problem with? Where are you with this? What's going on? So all of that. So I'm very excited, and I hope that you all will, no, I don't hope that you all join me, but I do hope that for those of you who this is really for. So if you have been in business less than 2 years, either you just have a business idea, business concept, business model, or you haven't been taking your business seriously for a while, then this is definitely for you. Others can still benefit, and it is called EntrepreneuHER Academy. But I did decide, because I always have these random guys who are like, Shirley, you're selfish. You don't have anything for us. What are you doing? And so I'm believe I'm going to allow a small population of men to join us. I have really been like going back and forth with that, but it will still be women centric, but the information is neutral. It's not gender binding at all. But the support is going to be very much women centric. So guys, this is your shot. If you were whining to me because I didn't let you into stuff, here you go. This means you. Okay. So yeah, I'm really excited. I am so excited about that. Christina, you're joining us, right?
With a K or C?
Christina, Social Lisa Christina. You're joining us for the academy, aren't you?
Absolutely, yes.
And at some point, we're going to have her talk about HR or maybe social media. We'll see. But because we're going to go through a lot of different topics. And part of what's going to happen, like I have it set for what I know is going to happen in February and March. And then it'll be some things that'll be happening in the background. But then I'm actually going to take a survey of the members to see what your what your immediate, like, dire needs are, and then I might make adjustments to go ahead and address those topics. So if it's tax time and you are totally frustrated, and that's what your immediate need is, and that's a collective group need of the group, then we'll pivot and make alterations from the set schedule. But we're going to go over everything from your social media, your marketing, potentially like marketing to include podcasting, your newsletters, social media, your financial goals, budgeting, ROI, investors. I mean, if you can think about it, and it's business related, your branding, your colors, all of that stuff. It's in there. And I'm really excited because I am a geek and I love to teach how to write a business plan. I don't know why I love to teach it. Don't know why, but I do. And so that's in there, amongst other things. So, just sharing. All right. So, you all get signed up, because once it's closed, it's closed. And I don't want to say this in a way that doesn't sound nice, but it doesn't sound nice. When the doors are closed, the doors are closed. So there will not be 51 people. There will not be. 50 is my max. And I'm trying to tell you honestly, I really think I prefer to have half of that. So we shall see. But there will be no 51. So I'm just saying that now, because I don't want anybody to come back to me later saying to me, like, Shirley, we're boys, we're girls, you got to let me in. No.
Right.
See you next time. All righty then. Okay, so on that note, really excited about it. Website's almost done. There's a whole member site, like, it's almost done. I'm entirely too anal. That's the problem why it's not done. But it's gonna be. It'll be finished this week. So I'm really excited to get started on February 1. Okay, and on that note, that takes us to our work hard, play harder moment.
Mm-hmm.
Christina with a K, how are you taking care of yourself during this time period? Or should I say, Christina with a K, are you taking care of yourself during this time period?
I'm trying. I've decided that once a month at least, I am going to do something for myself, whether it is, get a room by myself on the beach.
Whoop, whoop, yes. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Get a massage, or something. I gotta do something. So that's how I am taking care of my physical body. But my mental, I'm still working on.
It's in there.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. The beach trip is supposed to do it, but that
actually would do it for me.
Yeah, I get easily distracted.
I need. Okay, so Christina with the K. I think everyone knows at this point. As a matter of fact, I got a phone call yesterday about someone who was trying to schedule a meeting with me for February, and they're like, "Will you be here?" And I was like, "See, the message is out." Everyone knows that Shirley is fully intending to have 2 weeks, not one, 2 semanas.
Yeah.
Shirley is taking 2 weeks somewhere. And for those of you who have managed to be under a rock and not have heard me say it, let me tell you again. 1 week will be total radio silence. I will not be accessible. I will not respond to your phone calls, emails, smoke signals. I don't care. I am not responding. I will have 1 solid week.
Hopefully it's the week of the 15th. Because you need to.
I'm not even saying the destination, but I'm with you.
Yes. All right.
Yeah. And and then the second week, I will have office hours.
Mm-hmm.
I will not physically be in the office.
Right.
Not even, like, sometimes I come to the office and I'm like, I'm not here. Everyone's like, okay, you're not here. And I get ignored. Or people will stop me in the hall like, are you here? No. And they'll walk around me. It's not even one of those. It's not even one of those. I will not be in the office at all. So someone will need to water my plants. Now that I think about that, when that happens, because I'm not coming in to feed the fish.
Not even smoke signals.
Nothing. I'm not responding to a thing. But the second week I am. The second week I'm going to have office hours. I just haven't decided what they are. So I'm probably going to have like an hour and a half in the morning.
Okay.
Maybe an hour or hour and a half in the afternoon.
Okay.
And outside of that, I will not respond to your messages. I will,
Yeah.
I'm not having it. No, I'm not having it. I will do none of these things. And I'm so excited. So I need a vacation like nobody's
Yeah.
business.
Mhm.
But I will say this. When we talk about work hard, play harder, one of our messages is work hard, play harder, business better. When you have the right balance in your life, you have the right mentality, the right physicality to be able to do the work you need to do.
Yes.
You're not snapping and nasty and short tempered and not getting work done because you can't focus.
Right.
If you keep everything in the right alignment, then you are so much more amazing at the work that you do. As an employee, as an employer,
Yes.
you are so much better when you're in the right mental space.
Mhm.
So that's what we're all about when we come together for these time periods, right? So with that in mind, I did make a decision. So I always tell you all, like, I don't just talk to you about stuff. This is real life for me as well. And so
Mhm.
here is one of the deals for me, because of the fact that I've said it before. I'll say it again. Okay, sorry, song in my head. Um, yeah, clearly. So what has transpired is that last year, oh my God, last year, we're in a new year. Last year when I turned 50, my game plan was to go to Brazil for my 50th birthday.
Yes.
So I took no vacation for at least 8 months in preparation for the big vacation. Because at that point I was thinking 2 weeks to a month. I don't know. It was just about to be on in Brazil, and then like I was gonna turn up for entering my quinquagenarian years. And then with the pandemic, I'd saved up that time to make that happen. And then you still can't go to Brazil. Mm-mm. So that never happened. So at this point, I am well over a year. Yeah, it's well over a year since my last vacation.
Okay.
Actually, it's a lot. I think it's a lot longer than that, but still. So I am in desperate need. But what's been required of us, especially during the pandemic, has increased. So I've been pulled on more and been poured into less. Poured into a whole lot.
Yes.
Pulled a whole lot more. Pulled into negative less.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have been using the excuse that I'm tired, I'm worn out, I don't have it to give. And so I had started getting a little lax in some areas where I'm normally amazing. Now, for a little while there, I actually had mental issues, and not the kind that I need to see Dr. Green for, but the kind that my doctor told me after surgery was to be expected. And I couldn't always think of the word that I wanted, or I couldn't always, like, there were just limitations. That has since reversed. All is well. I have fully recovered from surgery, so my brain is all there, but I get tired and I just didn't want to. So Monday, so only recently, I had to check myself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I had to check myself and say, Shirley, you're better than this. You're more than this. You can get more done. You have more to give. You have more to accomplish. And that's also part of the reason why I'm so fired up about the Entrepreneur Academy, because whereas others are going, you're doing a lot, I'm going, I have so much more I can be doing.
Right.
And so, like, I'm upping my game. I'm upping my game socially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and you better believe entrepreneurially.
Yep.
I am in it to win it. I sent out a message to my friends. I won't tell you what it says, because I have a habit of making these statements that are probably inappropriate. And I don't use profanity, but I'm still very graphic. And so I say these things that they're just like, Shirley, I don't think a good Southern Christian woman is supposed to say that. So I won't say the statement to you all that I said to them, but I mean, they're my friends. They're supposed to know the inside scoop. Keep in mind, don't use profanity, but still, the person who comes to you with the word for the week each week, she knows how to paint a picture with her words. So I told them on Monday, I'm like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Sent them videos and the whole nine. So I'm like so geared up, right? Am I the only one? Well, let me help you all. Yes. So we're actually about to we're about to wrap up and say goodbye. I know the hour doesn't always seem like an hour. It feels like it goes by pretty quickly. But it's about that time. Christina, where are you going to be? Anything coming up? Anything happening? Anything that we need to know about?
Right now, no.
I know,
I don't have
right?
anything going on.
Is there a click meeting scheduled at all?
I'm sorry?
Is there a click meeting scheduled?
You know, there is a click meeting scheduled.
Oh,
Okay, there is. Yes, February 19th. If you are looking for a place to network with like-minded individuals like yourself, make sure that you check out Click Networking Group at
February 19th.
clicknetworkinggroup.com. Yes.
And it's by Zoom, so if I'm not in the country, it really doesn't matter. I can zoom in. We're gonna zoom
Listen,
in.
I'm 2 minutes from paying your ticket right now.
Let's go.
Yes.
Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else happening? So we got
Nope.
Click coming. Okay.
That's it.
All right. So February 1, people, Entrepreneur Academy begins. Tell your friends, secure your spot first.
Yes.
Then tell your friends. Because I mean no more than 50. I feel 20 just sitting. Okay, anyway. So Entrepreneur Academy is February 1. The month of February is Love Your Business Month, as declared by the Women's Business Center, RVA. And so we'll be having all kinds of features and things happening for the month of February. It is Valentine's Day coming up for those of you, and I'm still working on my Valentine, keeping my word on that. Anything else happening? I have a bunch of stuff happening. I just can't talk about it yet. I am working on a regional project. I'm working on a national project. We're starting this academy. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff happening, and I need to do. I'm doing some edits to an old book because I'm about to start the new book, based off of something that I want to share in the Entrepreneur Academy. So I need to write another book to get that started. And I've just been invited onto a Rhonda Young show, so we'll connect that and let you all see as I talk about the books I've written before. So I'm so glad we had this time together. For those of you who aren't old enough to know who Carol Burnett is, that's how she closed herself. Shame on you. All right, don't forget, Library Shelfie Day. Take a picture with your shelves, your bookshelves. Let us see how you do it. And if not, go to your library, take a picture there, share it with us. Yes. And our hashtag, what do you mean? What are you going to do?
It is
get what you need.
Get what you need.
That's why we type that stuff down, so that we don't forget. Get what you need. And I hope that you were able to get what you need even in this time with WorkHARDAholics.
Yeah.
All right. So as we always say, live better, do better. I'm going to pause. I make the statement, I don't know that you all get what we're saying when we say this, right? We want you to live a better life. We want you to do the things that you know are right. And we want you to always be in that state of being a better person, being the better entrepreneur, the better mom, the better dad, whatever it is you're doing, you should always be aspiring to be the best possible you that you can be. So when we say live better, do better, be better, my heart implores you. Yeah. I can speak English. All right. And on that note, happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta! Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA. When you're ready for more than just office space, come join the WBCRVA family.